Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad family. It's such a joy to have you here again, tuning in to conversations rooted in fairness, balance, and deeper understanding. Whether you've been with us from the very beginning or you're joining us for the first time today, your presence means so much. This community is built on curiosity, kindness, and the simple belief that stories deserve to be told with integrity. Today, we explore new media excerpts circulating from Robert Jobson's latest book, The Windsor Legacy. These excerpts have made their way across tabloids and online commentary sites, sparking waves of discussion. And as always, we are stepping into this thoughtfully, because context matters, tone matters, and understanding the bigger picture is essential. What makes these excerpts especially interesting is not simply what they claim, but the way they continue to place Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at the centre of fascination years after stepping back from senior working roles. Their names continue to draw attention, stories, speculation, and money. That alone says something powerful. Many of these stories, as usual, rely on anonymous sources. They present conversations allegedly shared behind closed doors, and we all know that second-hand accounts can be incomplete, influenced by perspective, or sometimes tailored to meet audience expectation. Still, we look at them not as definitive truth, but as reflections of how certain commentators want the public to see the royal narrative. One excerpt suggests that Queen Elizabeth II and then Prince Charles had arranged to ensure Harry and Archie were provided some level of security for about a year when his role shifted. And when we reflect on that, we're reminded of something Harry has repeated many times. His primary concern, especially after stepping back, has always been the safety of his family. Not titles, not privilege, but protection. Think about it. Anyone with young children can understand that instinct. When you love your family, your partner, your child, you do whatever you can to keep them safe. And Harry was navigating a storm of global media attention at that time, much of it heightened by tabloid sensationalism. So when he describes reaching out, asking for clarity and assistance, it doesn't sound unreasonable. It sounds deeply human. Some tabloids frame these discussions as Harry asking for more money, as though he simply wanted financial support. But that framing ignores everything Harry has actually said. In interviews, in his book, in public statements, he consistently expressed concern about security. Not luxury, security. Those are two very different priorities. And when you think of the level of intrusion, the intensity of public attention, and the realities of modern digital surveillance, security isn't optional. It's a necessity. The conversation about money seems like a distraction, a way to shift compassion away from him. That's what happens sometimes when people justify denying someone's safety. They recast the person as greedy rather than concerned. Then there were those comments about Meghan's wardrobe during her royal engagements. People highlighted her clothing choices, the cost, the designers, the style, especially during the Morocco tour. Yet designer fashion has always been the norm for royal women. Kate, Camilla, Diana, Sophie. Every senior royal woman has worn designer clothing. It's tradition, expectation, and part of diplomatic presentation. But with Meghan, the scrutiny turned into something else, something more intense, more accusatory, almost gleeful at times. It felt like her elegance wasn't allowed to simply be admired. Instead, it became ammunition. Why did Meghan's clothing become a scandal when others were celebrated for their style? That imbalance speaks volumes about how certain people are treated differently in the same environment. Despite all of this, Meghan carried herself with grace. Her Morocco tour was celebrated by many globally, not just for her fashion, but for the way she engaged with women, young girls, and community leaders. That matters so much more than the price tag on a dress. Another claim floating around is that Queen Elizabeth privately felt Harry stepping away from working roles was unwise, though publicly she remained loving and supportive. That's not particularly shocking. Families disagree. Generations view responsibilities differently. But what stands out is Harry's consistent depiction of a warm, loving relationship with his grandmother. They laughed, they spoke often, they shared mutual respect. That's what real relationships look like. They hold many truths at once. There's also the idea that Prince William was frustrated with Harry's Oprah interview. And honestly, who's surprised? Brothers fight. Brothers misunderstand one another. And when you then add the complexities of monarchy, duty, public image, and generational expectation, the disagreements can easily escalate. Stress creates sharp edges. And from Harry's perspective, silence wasn't an option anymore. Even so, he has repeatedly said he hopes for healing. He has not closed the door. He has expressed longing for reconciliation, and that's meaningful. Healing takes patience, and sometimes distance is necessary before repair can begin. Another notable detail in Jobson's excerpts describes Prince Philip being visited by a trusted family friend during a period of low energy. When people are ill, especially in their final seasons of life, experiences take on new privacy and tenderness. These are deeply personal moments, and no amount of outside speculation can truly define them. The excerpt also references the conversation around Lilibet's name. Some sources claim the Queen approved it in advance, others say she was merely informed. Harry has been consistent. He and Meghan spoke with her, and she supported it. When stories conflict, sometimes the truth is simply that different people remember different things. And regardless, the name Lilibet carries love. That's the only part that truly matters. Another moment from the excerpts describes Queen Elizabeth allegedly expressing concern that Prince William might lean too far toward a celebrity monarch image, something modern monarchs must carefully balance. And perhaps that reflects a broader truth. The world is changing. The monarchy, if it's to remain relevant, must adapt, yet remain grounded. That tightrope isn't easy to walk. There's commentary on Harry flying to see his father when his cancer diagnosis became known. And however complicated their relationship may be, that moment demonstrates respect. Illness brings clarity. And Harry's response shows that love remains, even through conflict. The pattern emerging from all these stories is simple. Harry and Meghan remain at the centre of public fascination. Books, articles, documentaries, they all circle back to the Sussexes. Even in stories meant to highlight the broader royal family, somehow their names are the gravitational force. After all these years, people still want to talk about them. And the reason is not scandal, it's connection. Harry and Meghan resonate because they stepped into something unfamiliar. Independence. They left an institution rooted in centuries of tradition and forged their own path. That takes courage, it takes vision, and it takes faith in oneself. While commentary swirls around them, their actions remain grounded in service, supporting veterans, advocating for mental health, uplifting women and girls, championing compassion. That's the core of their legacy. The noise around them is just commentary. Their work speaks for itself. It's remarkable how often new books and media narratives use Harry and Meghan as centerpieces. Their names guarantee attention. But what the authors miss is that their power doesn't come from controversy. It comes from authenticity. They are global figures not because of royal titles, but because of humanity. And that's why communities like this form, places where we can explore public stories without losing sight of empathy. Here we slow down, we think, we look at context, at lived experiences, at the emotional truth beneath the tabloid surface. Because real conversations matter. What makes these constant retellings interesting is how they keep trying to define Harry and Meghan through past roles, rather than seeing who they've become. The transformation they've undergone is profound. They've learned, grown, built and flourished. Their story isn't about walking away, it's about moving forward. And in this space, we honour that. We hold the nuance. We celebrate progress. We believe in grace. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Thank you for choosing curiosity over judgment, compassion over noise. If you're enjoying this space, a space where positivity and fairness lead, please remember to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can do so through Super Thanks. Every bit of support helps us continue bringing thoughtful dialogue to the forefront. We appreciate you deeply. Thank you for listening, thank you for reflecting, and thank you for being part of this community. Until next time, stay kind, stay thoughtful, and stay empowered.